So let's just turn to this Hindu Rashtra notion. Rashtra and governance is really the key. The manner in which one person chooses to live their life influences everybody else around them. And the manner in which a family lives influences their community. The manner in which a community lives influences the whole of society. And so Bharat is a nation, Bharat that was Bharat before it became India, and Bharat that will be Bharat when it ceases to be India, when it returns to being India, returns to being Bharat. That Bharat is the living incarnation of the value systems of every single person of that civilization, what they have learned, what they experienced, what they valued, and what they then shared and taught to other people around them. So Bharat has always been a Hindu Rashtra because Hindus themselves govern themselves according to dharmic principles. And the only thing that has been taken away is that when the Delhi Sultanate was there, and the Muslim rulers from the Turkish and then the Iranis and the Afghanis and so on, when they came, they imposed a model of governance which was alien to the actual indigenous people of that civilization. When the British came, they did exactly the same. They imposed a set of words and ideas and laws and rules. And remember, all of these words and laws and ideas and rules are merely statements made by human beings. And we buy into them, and therefore they have power. And so the people who did this to the Hindu nation and the Hindu people and the Hindu civilization, they temporarily injected into the mind of the civilization some craziness. And anybody who looks at the legislation that the British left there will see that it is terrible. If you want an example of fascist legislation, have a look at the British acts which were left in place to destroy the identity of the Hindus after the British had gone. Then you will see fascism enacted.
Yes.
It's there in every word and every deed, and the intention is crystal clear. And so the Hindu people themselves, the Bharatiyas from Kanyakumari all the way up to Kailash and Mount Everest and so on, those people have always lived according to Hindu ideals, dharmic values. And therefore the substance, the tattva of that civilization, it's always been a Hindu Rashtra. The only thing that's left now is to remove these alien judiciary, legislative processes and procedures, because they are adharmic, they are harmful. They are not in accordance with the values of how human beings should live. They are the relics left over by people who enslaved nations. And so they need to be removed. And when they are removed, that returning to a judicial system which reflects the values of the people who are subject to that judicial system, that's what a Hindu Rashtra is. And nobody should have any reason to object to that. In fact, anybody who objects to it really needs to consider what their position, where they're centering their argument, where are they standing, on what ground are they establishing it, on what legitimacy are they making those remarks. Because if you're standing on a value system which has demonstrated its capacity to destroy civilizations, indigenous civilizations across the planet, that's shaky ground to stand on, to then say, oh no, we don't want a Hindu Rashtra, right? And so the Hindu Rashtra is present because the Hindu people, the Hindu civilization are present. And wherever we go, the way in which we live is an indication of what a Hindu Rashtra is. The fact that there are 329 persons in the United Kingdom imprisoned or enjoying Her Majesty's hospitality, as some would say, that is an indication of what a Hindu Rashtra would be. That's the percentages. Imagine if the whole of Britain had the
0%. That is less than 0% of Hindus, the lowest prison population in the UK. They can't even give it a percent.
Yeah, in a Hindu Rashtra, we don't even feature as a rounding error in statistics. 0% is their attempt to round downwards. But this is the notion of what a Hindu Rashtra is. And the foundational understanding is that every human being who is born divine, is born without hatred, born without malice. That, we are the pinnacle creation of the earth and divinity working together. And if that's where we're starting, then what on earth is there to be unhappy about? We have got a backdrop where we recognize that somewhere along the life of a child, a person filled with hatred and filled with rage and violence infects that child who is divinity manifest with hatred and violence. And that's what has to be caught. And the issue is that people who have been doing that, they leverage that ability to acquire power and wealth. And they're the ones who are frightened, because in a Hindu Rashtra, that capacity is being seriously questioned. The PFI have been institutionally engaged in planting the seeds of this hatred, this search for power and control. They have been planting that in a whole generation. And that's why they are so unhappy. And in fact, anybody who challenges the very premises of a Hindu Rashtra has either an ulterior motive or no knowledge of what a Hindu Rashtra is, has always been. And so they really need to step back and do some more searching and investigation. But a Hindu Rashtra is a good thing, like a Hindu community is a good thing, like a Hindu civilization is a good thing. And so a Hindu Rashtra naturally is a good thing.
Yes, because you've said that beautifully, because the PFI did plant seeds, but those seeds seem to have backfired because people are saying, we want the word secular removed from the constitution. They had the PFI and their ilk just worked with the majority, brought peace to all, we wouldn't be in this position, but it's really backfired now.
Saloniji, you mentioned the word secular, and just returning back to the way in which fascist organizations and governments work, it will take a fascist to say in a democratic country, without reference to parliament, without a mandate from the people, we are going to insert into the constitution the word secular socialist. And that's what they did. That's what the Congress Party did. And that is entirely consistent with an authoritarian regime which has got no appreciation for the democratic wishes of the people. And so, you know, in Bharat, yes, we do have a political party whose profile and actions do meet the profile and actions of a fascist party, but it's not the BJP.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.